Hey everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today I'm excited to show you Apex Legends, specifically the solo co-op mode, which, just to be clear, requires a separate small expansion to go with the base game. And disclaimer that I was sent a review copy of this one. And if you like the content on the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon. You get early access to our videos and exclusive videos every month you can't see anywhere else. You can also listen to our podcast for reviews and design discussions, or join the conversation and say hi on our Discord. So Apex Legends, the board game, is an adaptation of a video game that I have never played, but as far as I understand, it's a 3x3 kind of hero shooter type game. And the board game tries to adapt that same format. You play in 2v2 or 3v3 matches. In competitive play, there are 5 different game types. You've got the 2 that the Automa also plays. We'll get to those in a second. But then you have Capture the Flag, Assassination, and Boss, I think. But in the end, except for Capture the Flag, you're pretty much just trying to blast each other. And certainly the solo co-op mode, which only uses 2 of the game modes, that's all you're doing. And you can see that the game is played on a big, very 3D like level-based map. You've got these fold-outable buildings. These are just cardboard. It's actually 2 pieces. Like you fold out the first part and then you put like another piece inside of it. You've also got like tons of terrain and cover and stuff you're putting out. And I'm playing on the Crossroads map, which is kind of like the most basic one. I'm going to play a 2v2 game because the solo co-op is always 2v2. You can do one player controlling one character plus an automa ally, or controlling both characters, so you don't have to dual hand if you don't want to, but you'll always be going against 2 automa opponents, and you can play 2-player co-op where you each control a character against the automa. Now here's one legend, that's what the characters are called, one legend's setup. I've got Wraith on my team. She's got her own unique set of tactic cards that she can play for bonuses on her turn. She's got 2 abilities, which she can use when they have a cooldown. She's got her shield and her health, which she's trying to prevent from going down so she doesn't die. She's got her equipment, and she's got her weapons. Now here I'm playing in the team deathmatch mode as opposed to the battle royale mode. The big difference, well actually there is no difference for the automa, they're doing the exact same thing, but the major difference for team deathmatch, which is why I picked this one, for Battle Royale, each full player legend gets this big board here. And this is really cool because when you're playing competitive, you actually have like a little screen here and you don't let the opponents know what items you have. And you can upgrade your guns with tokens, and you can upgrade your armor, and you have to keep track of your ammo, and you can change out your guns throughout the game. All that's cool, but it also increases the table space, and this game is already eating up my table like nobody's business. And also there's more like token fiddling and stuff. And there's also a lot more randomness in my opinion, because you are getting random tokens from these loot bags, both at the beginning of the game and whenever you loot these supply boxes. And sometimes you get tokens that like totally make your weapons amazing or like perfectly make your armor great. Sometimes you get tokens that aren't that useful. So I do find that the team deathmatch mode is a little bit more balanced randomness-wise. And also in Team Deathmatch, you are trying to get 4 kills first, whereas in Battle Royale, when it's 2v2, you're basically trying to get 2 kills first, which does mean the game takes longer, but also I think there's a lot of randomness in the game, as you'll see in the combat, so having it go a little bit longer so that like one lucky kill doesn't end things suddenly, I think is more interesting, so hopefully y'all enjoy it. But yes, just keep in mind, if I was playing Battle Royale, I would have a lot more stuff going on for each character, but because I'm not, I have the table space and the bandwidth to have another player legend instead of having the automa control my other character, which isn't going to take away anything from the video because the automa on the player side works identically to the automa on the enemy side, but it should make the gameplay run a little bit more smoothly because, you know, the automa works well, but still it is some extra decision-making process you have to run through on their turn. So, yeah. Anyway, so that's kind of what's going on with the characters. Let's go over to an automa one. So they've got 2 characters as well, Gibraltar and Bloodhound. In the core game, there are 6 legends, and in the solo co-op expansion, they have rules and cards for each of those 6 legends. But importantly, unless I missed something, they also sent me an expansion with 6 other characters, but none of them have solo co-op rules. So while you can theoretically play any of the newer characters with the solo co-op mode, you only have 6 characters for the AI to actually control. So not like terrible, but it would be cool to have those other characters implemented by the automa eventually. But the AI has a different card for each character for like their priorities and how their turn runs. They've also got 2 ability cards like my character, but they're automa versions. They've also got a feat deck, but they're going to automatically use 1 card a turn. It's going to kind of change up what they're doing. They also have a duo of weapons, and they've also got the same shields and life. Now, I could make them harder. It is like the main way to increase difficulty just by giving them more life. Easy enough. But my last 2 games were like really close, so I don't think I need to go there quite yet. But all right, that's kind of the setup. I'm just going to jump in and teach things as I go and kind of explain in more detail in the first few rounds. There's a lot going on in the game, so we'll see how we do. So because I'm playing in Team Deathmatch, I don't have like a complicated board. What I do have is this kind of standardized equipment set. So 2 grenades, a shield healing item, a health healing item, and then this accelerant, which lets me decrease my cooldown. So if I use my character's abilities, these little tokens will go on the cooldown track eventually, and I can get them back faster. But that one starts locked. As I use these items, I'll put lock tokens on them. This is only in the Team Deathmatch mode. In Battle Royale, you, again, actually have a board and you're actually taking the tokens off. But then if I go to the supply boxes, I can take the locks back off and have the items to use again. And also, whenever I die, as a little consolation prize, I get all my items back. And I do not have to track ammo for weapons in this mode. Instead of getting individual weapon cards, and they're quite diverse, which is what you use in Battle Royale, instead I get 2 pairs of weapons. I pick which side I want to start on, and whenever I go to supply box or die, I can switch it back. So for Wraith, who's really good at moving quickly and kind of hit and run attacks and can teleport a lot, I decided to go for the closer range option. Because you can see here, her lowest range preferred is a 3. And as you're going to see later on in the video, this is like an absolute number. So being above or below that is bad. Even though it's a 3 range, a 1 range then would be a bad shot for me. So this option is 3 to 5, but here it's 1 to 3. So very close, but she's got this super powerful shotgun. She's got some ways to damage people terribly. Whereas for Bangalore, my soldier, I decided to go long range for her. So she's got a 3 to 4 range assault rifle and a 6+ range sniper rifle. So we can shoot as far as she wants to. Love it. So to begin the game, if it was Battle Royale, we'd have a whole equipment thing. Here, we're literally just picking which side of our weapon we want to use. And then the red team, which is us, we are going to have initiative and go first, and we also move onto the board first. Yeah, the board is going to be interesting to show everything. So the board is divided up into spaces. This, by the way, is a neoprene playmat that they sent me. But if you don't have that in the base game, you get 4 big cardboard board tiles that go together. So it's the same thing. But yeah, so the board is divided up into spaces. You can see the intersections here, the center of the space for line of sight here. You've got these different items. So you've got walls hanging out. These are the supply boxes that you can loot to get your items back. These are respawn beacons. They, first of all, can't be moved into. And they also give cover, so do the supply bins, but you come back out of these when you die. And then you've got these buildings. So you've got level 1 and level 2, and then the ground is level 0. So you've got 3 levels, and generally, as you can imagine, being on a higher level gives you an advantage in combat and also makes you harder to hit. It also gives you a different line of sight. Line of sight, man, we're going to see how it goes. There's a lot going on with it. There's also a lot going on with the automa rules. So I'll just say right off the bat, I'm sure I'm going to get some things wrong, but I'm going to do my best. Now, another thing we've got going on in the game that's really cool is called The Ring. For me, this makes me think of the shooter game PUBG. I haven't actually played Apex Legends again, but basically, as the rounds go along, these are going to be moving in random ways, shrinking the battlefield. And at the end of each round, anybody who's outside of these is going to take some automatic damage, and that damage is going to go up and up. So it's kind of forcing the players to be crammed in with each other. And we have this deck here, and you can always see what the first card is going to be. So this says that the bottom spaces are going to move 2 up, and then things are going to move 1 in both sides, but things are not going to move at the top at all. Now, I get to pick where my guys come in, so it probably makes sense for us to be on more of a northerly focus because I don't want to be having the ring coming at me right away. So each of my characters gets to place themselves on whatever side they want in one of these kind of fake spaces, and then do a move 3 in. So movement can be diagonal, it can be orthogonal. You can jump over walls and jump over supply bins and stuff, but it costs 1 of your movement points. And similarly, if you move up 1 level, it costs 1. So to go from here to here would cost 2 movement, 1 to move into the space, 1 for raising up a level. You can never go straight from the ground to second level. You have to go to first level first, but you can jump down from the top, like level 1, level 2, down to the ground without any extra movement costs. So from here to here would just be 1. And those are kind of the basics of movement. Now, there are weird things, like if you move between 2 spaces diagonally, then you pay the lower cost. But whatever, my guys get 3 movement to come onto the map. Now, I like this northerly building. Again, it's not going to be getting cramped by the ring too quickly. There's a nice spot up here on high ground with a supply bin. There's a supply bin over there and some respawn beacons. So I like all of that. All right, so my short range lady. So you can go on to level 1 with your first movement off the board because it would just cost an extra movement point. So I could go 1, 2, 3. Could go like 1, 2 and stop right there. Well, she's the one who wants to be like teleporting close and then shotgunning them in the face. So maybe I'll actually go like 2, 3 for her. Whereas Bangalore can go oh, geez, you can't even see it. Sorry, I knew filming this kind of game would be a bit of a hassle. So yeah, 1, 2 to go up to level 1, 3. And actually, let's push her in a little bit so she's not as easily seen. And then she's going to plan to jump up to level 2 and start sniping people. All right, so that's how we get on. Now the enemy is coming, and they automatically choose the respawn beacon that is farthest from any of my characters, which is going to be this one in the other corner. Bloodhound has a lower initiative. They're kind of like a hunting character. They can put these ravens on people to make them easier for everybody to hit. They can go into like this little rage mode, whereas Gibraltar is like this big tanky defense person. They can put this dome of protection down that blocks all damage. It can also call in a giant airstrike. Fun times. But anyway, what you do is you count the automa as though they were actually on the respawn beacon, even though it's actually impassable. And then you use one of these cards, which comes with the expansion, very important, called pattern cards. And you use these for like how the automa moves to kind of randomize it while still having it go in a certain direction. So here what we do is we put this icon in the lower right corner so the arrow here is pointing up. And they're trying to move with the green movement from the respawn token. But here they would go off the board because they're trying to go to the diamond, which is 1, 2 spaces to the right. And you just keep on rotating at 90 degrees until they actually find a space they can fit. So they're going to be right there next to that supply bin. And then Gibraltar, oh, they're good to go right away, aren't they? They're going to be right there. Okay, so we are on the map. They're behind some level 1 terrain, so it's going to be tough to get a shot at the moment. But that's okay. We'll see how things go. All right, so we've got this round board here. This has several things going on. First of all, it's going to keep track of the round. Once round 8 ends, whoever has the most victory points from defeating people, if neither of us has reached 4 and is in the lead, which is what you need to win, that will end the game. But these also show when the ring is going to compress. So after round 1, then after round 3, then after round 5 the last time. And each round is 1 red turn and 1 blue turn. So I'm going to activate both of my legends. Then the automa is going to activate both of theirs. Then this resolves some stuff. And then the round ends. We'll go to round 2, red and blue again. Round 3, red and blue again. That's the basic way things run. But you also are going to be putting tokens down here to show the duration of effects and cooldowns. Like if Gibraltar uses their dome of protection to protect somebody, it's going to go 2 ahead, and then at the beginning of that round, it's going to deactivate, and then it goes up to the cooldown thing, and those move after every full round is done. So this is very important for a lot of effects, but for now, we just know it's a red turn, nothing else going on. So on your Legends turn, you get 2 AP, 2 action points to use. I can choose who activates first. And for each action, I can move, I can interact with a supply bin, and move 1, and you can choose the order whenever it's an end action, so I could, like, interact first and then move, or move and then interact. I can take a shoot action, but only once per activation, very important. You cannot attack more than, well, you could throw a grenade and shoot, I guess, if you want to do attack twice. That's to use a healing item or a grenade, the things on my equipment board, and move 1. I can melee attack if I'm adjacent to somebody and then move 1. I can destroy. Now, this is not going to matter in this mission because there aren't any destructible terrain tiles on the map. But with other characters, many of them will like put down like debuff things or little boosting things. And if you walk up to them, you can blow them up. And then when you die as a player, you got to use one of your 2 actions to respawn on your next activation. The automa doesn't do that. They just get to like take their entire turn. You also can use feat cards for free actions. A lot of abilities are free actions. So yeah, that's kind of the basics. All right, let's start with Bangalore's activation. I'm going to have her take a regular move action first and go 1, 2 up to here. And then I'm going to have her take a use and move 1 action because I want to throw a grenade. There's not much point in opening the supply bin until I've used more items from my board. So I can move 1 first or use and then move 1, but I want to get closer to them to throw the grenade. And then I'm going to throw... Which one's going to work better? I'm going to throw the frag grenade at one of them. So frag grenades have a 2 to 5 range. Line of sight doesn't matter. Level doesn't matter. You can just throw it wherever you want. You're going to draw 2 cards to scatter it. I'll show you how that works in a second. Then it's going to hit a 3x3 area. Anybody dead center gets hit for 20 damage. Anybody on the outskirts gets hit for 10. All right. So range is counted orthogonally or diagonally, any combination. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hope that it scatters that way and hits one or both of them. So here we go to show you better where I'm aiming. Now here we've got the aim deck. This is shuffled before each use, and this is going to be used for all your attacks, but it's also used for grenades and things for scattering. So I'm going to flip these cards, and all I'm looking at is the bottom. Oh, that was awesome to see where it scatters. So I'm drawing 2 scatters. That was 1, and then, no, oh my gosh, what a friggin' great grenade throw. So the grenade blows up where it landed. It's going to do 20 damage to Gibraltar, taking out their armor, or sorry, their shield entirely, and 10 to Bloodhound. But importantly, if a grenade ends up on a different level, it only hits people on its own level. So like if it had gone here, it wouldn't have hurt them at all. If they're behind a wall, it won't hurt them at all. So there's lots of ways to avoid it. I just got super lucky there. When damage is suffered, it always goes to shields first and only starts ticking down health afterwards. Now, the Bloodhound damage is going to not barely matter at all because you're going to see in a second they're going to get a free little supply bin boost and get to feel better almost immediately. All right, now Bangalore is done their 2 actual actions. They moved and then used. But let's talk about our feat cards. You start with 3 of these from your character's unique deck, and then you draw one at the end of every round. So first of all, every feat card can be used either as a separate move before or after one of your actions, or to boost a movement action to like help you get over terrain and stuff. That's called using it as a rush. But additionally, they have different powers. Most of them are free actions, which means you use it during your turn. Enhances, which make your attacks better. Or reactions. Some reactions say squad, which means they can be used for you or your partner. Some don't say that, so it only can affect you. And then they'll say before or after fighting. This is when you're being attacked. So she's got smoke screen. She can perform the smoke launcher ability to put down smoke to make attacks more difficult. Before the attack happens, if the enemy performs the shoot action from, into, or through the smoke zone, they perform it with a 65 plus target number, which is pretty bad. Okay? She's also got Soldier Instinct to make an attack deal extra damage and ignore her own smoke, so she can like shoot out of the smoke. And then Cold Steel, if she's adjacent to an enemy, she can hit them for 6 and then move 2, which is, hey, pretty good with her having a sniper rifle. If they get right in her face, she can just smack them and run away. But these are going to like cycle in and out. The important things are her inherent abilities. So she's got Rolling Thunder. It is a free action. She can place it on a space within 0 to 5 range. After 2 turns, 1 red turn, 1 blue turn, it's going to hit everybody. Let me find the token. It's going to hit everybody in this pattern, with the diamond being the space this is on. And then it's going to move 3 spaces forward, and it's going to do it again 2 turns later. Then it does a 2-turn cooldown. So it's just like calling in like a carpet bomb, basically. Super awesome. And then the smoke launcher puts smoke down, which looks like this, and it basically protects the 4 squares adjacent to its intersection. It makes all attacks going through it or into it at a +10 penalty. And she's got 2 of them. All right. So I think, should we call in some friggin' Rolling Thunder right off the bat? Honestly, sure. Let's get it going, because I don't really want them hiding behind that terrain. I want them to like come out where we can start blasting them. So what is the 0 to 5 range? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I could like put it right here. Actually, it fires 3 ahead. So why don't we do like that? That's going to really put them in kind of a bind. Whoops, sorry, let's rotate it to actually go the right way. Now, importantly, this is an aerial attack, so it does not care about elevation. It does not care about, like, walls and things. It'll just smash everything in this area for 20 damage. So Rolling Thunder said delay 2, so I count from the current turn 1, 2. So at the start of the next red turn, my next turn, the first hit is going to happen. Then it'll move 3, and at the start of my next turn after that, the second hit will happen, and then I'll have to wait a while to get it back. Now, she can also throw some smoke down. That also goes on an intersection and, again, makes it harder to hit. She could do it for herself. Well, actually, if they're going to be running forward, she could even throw 1 smoke down, then another smoke down where she thinks that Wraith is going to end her turn. But then it goes away pretty quickly, and we'd be waiting like 2 rounds to get it back. So you know what I'm actually going to do, I think, is put it on this intersection, which is within 5 range. Because I'm going to end Wraith, I think, either here or here. Because since Wraith is going to be on level 1 at the end of this round, she's a little bit easier to hit than somebody on level 2. Just in general, being on a higher level gives you a slight advantage in combat. So I label the smoke with one of these tokens to show which number it is, because that corresponds to the cooldown token. And this is going to last 3 turns, which means at the beginning of the second blue turn, it will go away. So it only really will protect me from an attack on the next turn. Okay, then it's Ray's turn. I'm going to have her move 2, and then she's going to do a move 1 and use and throw a grenade as well. And since she's got smoke protecting her, she's going to go away from the cover. Now she's moving 1 diagonally from here, and again, when there's like things that would cost extra movement, like jumping over this half wall, if she's going diagonally, she checks both sides, and she uses the easier to move one. So it's kind of like she's going like that as her diagonal move and not paying anything extra. Sorry, there's a lot of rules, y'all. Hopefully it's making some sense. Yeah, she was so impressed with Bangalore's frag grenade, she's going to throw her own. And she's a little closer. 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, right? Let's just start with it right on that person this time. See if we can get as lucky with our... Oh, that's a little not good. And then, hey! Stupid. Okay. Well, they're very hurt already, although we have used both of our frag grenades. So until we interact with the supply bin or die, we won't have any more. But they're each taking 10, so Bangalore's down to 30 life. And Bloodhound is out of shields. Fabulous start. And let's talk briefly about Wraith's cards. We won't have to go through all this detail too much. So her 2 abilities, Into the Void, she can activate as a free action to add 1 movement point to each of her move actions for the rest of the turn, so she can just go a little bit farther. Cooldown 3. Or, really cool one, what I prefer to use it for, before somebody shoots at her, it's not a squad reaction, so it only can impact her. If the shooter is using a weapon with a fire rate of 3+, so like different weapons attack more or less fewer times, then she reduces it to 2 fire rate instead, and then after the deal damage step, she gets to move 2 for free. Freaking awesome. And then her other one is super cool, Dimensional Rift. Now this one costs an action point, so it's not quite as easy to use. But she places a little teleport token, Dimensional Rift, as like portal, on a free adjacent space. Adjacent does mean, by the way, on your same level. So you can't do adjacent like up or down a level. She places one of those down, then she moves 5, and then she places the other one down on adjacent space. And then for 3 turns, anybody, including her, can move between them. But she gets to teleport 5 movement for a single action. That's kind of the biggest thing, to get right in shotgun in range is my idea. She's also got Behind Your Back. This one's awesome. Relocate to a free space adjacent to a legend in 1 to 3 range that you have line of sight to. That's what those icons mean. If that legend is an enemy, deal 4 damage to them. It's a free action. 3 movement, potentially. Free action. And then shotgun. Hello. Reaction squad after firing. That means either when she or Bangalore are attacked. After the attack, you can move them too to get them into better cover or something. And then Call of the Void is a free action. Choose a legend adjacent to a dimensional rift. Relocate this legend to a free space neighboring the other dimensional rift. So like one of the uses of that, because the automa will never use the dimensional rifts for better and worse. They just ignore them. One cool use for this I find is putting down the dimensional rift, attacking, and then teleporting back out of where the automa can shoot you. So it kind of is like a hit and run thing. Great cards to start with. I'm feeling really good about those. So that's the end of red turn 1. Blue turn 1 happens. There are no tokens to resolve, although we have the impending death coming. So we're going to get to our first automa turns, and this is where things get a bit more complicated. So stick with me. It's actually not that bad. I think it's a very good automa system, but just need to kind of show you how things work. So Bloodhound has initiative 2. Gibraltar has initiative 6. So Bloodhound is always going to go first. Each of the automa starts with 1 charge token. These are going to boost their actions and attacks. They are what they pay to activate their abilities. So yeah, very important little thing there. Okay, so what does the automa do first? So first they set their priority, which is them picking who's my main target this turn, called their primary. That's one reason that the game only lets you play 2v2, because a core aspect of the automa's decision-making is having a primary and a secondary enemy. So who is their primary? If there's nobody on the map, a lot of stuff happens, if they've killed us both. But going down the line, first they prefer an enemy that is in their ideal range and line of sight. That's what that little icon means. And this is just defined by their weapon. So this person has really long range, so their ideal range is anything within range 1 to 6. Now, this second value is just the range they'll shoot if they have to. So they would shoot at any range for this person. But yeah, 1 to 6 is their ideal range. So if there's an enemy that they can see and that's within 1 to 6 range, that's going to be their primary. Otherwise, they're going to go after, no matter where they are and how hard they are to get to, they're going to go after the person that is the closest to death, fewest shield and health points combined. If there's nobody like that, or that doesn't break the tie, then they're going to go after the enemy they can see, even if they're not in ideal range, then the closest enemy, and then just a random enemy. All right, so Lord help me, let's talk about line of sight for a second. So you go from center to center. Okay, that part's pretty simple. And if you're on the same level, then like walls and buildings will obviously block line of sight, right? So here, let's take her. So if she was here and they were there, they can't see each other. There's a giant wall in the way. That's pretty straightforward. Characters don't block line of sight. Things that provide cover but are small don't block line of sight. They just like kind of give you cover if you're next to them. But where it gets more complicated is when you're on different levels. And it's all about the plateau effect for anybody who's like played war games that do this kind of stuff. So basically, you go from center to center. So let's see here. Let's see Bangalore to this guy. So she's hitting this level 1 wall, okay? And then he's at ground level. So funnily enough, she can actually see him, which I didn't realize. Because how it works is when you're on level 2 and they're on level 0, you see whatever like the first thing that you come into contact is, which is this. I didn't realize that. And then line of sight is blocked on the first space beyond it. Okay, this is going again from level 2 to level 0. But then everything else is easier to see because I guess you're supposed to be really high up, so the angles are easy. So they do actually have line of sight, which means Gibraltar's probably going to try to shoot her right away in a second. And I probably should have shot instead of throwing a grenade, although, hey, the grenade worked out great, so I can't really complain. But instead, when you're on a 1 difference level, like let's say from here, actually, this is easier. Let's say from Bangalore to Wraith. Here it's totally fine because there's nothing that would block stuff in the way. But let's say that Bangalore was 1 over, right? So how the kind of like plateau thing works is you count however far it is to like the thing that's supposedly blocking the line of sight, like here the drop off. That's 1 space. And then you count that many out. Okay, so that's 1 space. So they could see everything beyond that first space. Only this would be a block line of sight. And if you're going from level 2 to level 0 with something at your own level blocking you, like this drop off here, you just double it. So like if Bangalore was here, and then 2 spaces to here, they couldn't see 4 spaces going this way down on the ground. All right, hopefully that all kind of makes sense. But anyway, long story short, Bloodhound can't see either of them because since they're next to this wall, this spot is blocked for Bangalore since she's on level 2. And the plateau effect to get to here is like 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. So it cuts Bloodhound. So anyway, Bloodhound doesn't have line of sight to anybody. So their primary is going to be the closest enemy, which is Wraith. We don't have to run through all of this. I'm just trying to kind of like show you all how it works. Okay, now this is going to be important. If the automa starts next to a supply bin, which Bloodhound is next to, they heal 5 shield if possible, heal 5 health if possible, and gain 1 charge token without actually affecting the supply bin. Because when players use supply bins, you put these little tokens on them to show they've been opened, and you can't use them again. But not the case for the automa. All right, so Bloodhound is going to get a second charge because they're next to a supply bin, and they're going to get 5 of their 20 shields back. Then they're going to set their active feat, which means just flipping the top card of their deck. And it's going to give them something to do at 1 step during their turn. So here it's step 8. Sometimes it'll be step 5. There's also a bottom part. If this said enhance shoot, it would make their attack this turn better. Here when it's a reaction, it doesn't do anything. But when we actually try to shoot at them, not just throw a grenade, but like a real shot, you're going to flip the top card of their deck and they might react to you because an actual player could be reacting. Anyway, so here they're going to do a retreat. They're going to get to move a little bit extra and get a bunch of charge tokens at the end of the turn. I don't have to worry much about that. Okay, now they do perform step 4 abilities, which both of Bloodhounds are. Eyes of the All-Father, they're kind of like Odin-ish from Norse mythology, puts these people out on them, and they will pay 2 for that if there's any enemies within range 4. There are not, so nope. And then Beast of the Hunt, if they have 2, they're going to pay it no matter what. And they always assess what's called their tactical ability, Eyes of the All-Father. They're before Beast of the Hunt. So if they could have spent 2 for this, they would have done it instead. All right, so they're going into Beast mode and spending all their charge tokens. I actually like that part. So what Beast of the Hunt does, and it's got a duration of 3, which means that they'll get to benefit from it this turn and the next turn, is they get +1 movement to each of their move plus 2+ actions, and they get a -5 bonus. You'll see how this all works when we get to shooting when they attack. And if they kill somebody, then it goes to duration 3 again, so they kind of like maintain their beast mode. All right, so that's it. Now they have no charge tokens, which you're going to see is going to be bad for them in other ways. All right, now if they had a feat at step 5, they would do this. Then they're going to pick what their like main movement and stuff is. Then they're going to shoot at somebody. But here's the big thing for this whole box, this little ongoing thing up here. It says if the primary enemy is in preferred range, which remember for them is 1 to 6, and line of sight, they perform a shoot action. And they're going to check that every step of the way here. Like if at the beginning of this, they could already see me and I'm in preferred range, they would attack right away. Or like if they're moving, and let's say they take 1 out of 3 movement, and suddenly they can see me, they'll attack right away. Because you're going to see the automa kind of moves somewhat erratically. So basically, they don't want to miss their chance to get their one shot off each turn. All right, so this is not a step 5 feat. So we're going to see what their procedure is. And the big one for them is going to be Danger Zone. Highway to the giant bomb on your face. So because they are in the danger zone, which is going to come from either big explosions like this, or if this ring has retracted and they would suddenly be taking automatic damage, then instead of like prioritize moving to me, they're going to prioritize getting the heck out of Dodge. Well, that's going to be tough for Bloodhound in particular because, gosh, they are like right in the middle of that explosion's radius. But if that was not the case, then they would have gotten a different number of charge tokens and done different numbers of moves based on where their primary enemy was. And these white and green arrows basically mean towards the enemy and away from the enemy. It's a bit more complicated than that, but not too much. But since they're in a danger zone, we ignore all of that, and we're going to flip one of these cards and try to get them out of there, although I don't think they're going to be able to. So how the cards work, you'll see that they've got like these sort of diagonal quadrants, like going from the enemy. And they see where their primary enemy is in that. In this case, Wraith, the closest enemy to them, is here. And they point that white arrow towards them in one of the north, south, east, west directions. Now, if Wraith had been at the 45-degree, like exact diagonal, then they prioritize north, then east, then south, and west, basically flipping around. But here it is like this. And what they do when they're in the danger zone is they just basically can teleport to the space, to the diamond space, so like 2 movement worth. So here to there. And they ask, hey, is that out of the danger zone? Heck no, this thing is blowing up the world here. So then they just rotate 90 degrees. They check, well, they can't even move there. They can't even move there. And that would still not be out of the danger zone, right? Yeah, because this thing extends 2 to the side and 3 in front. So really, Bloodhound is just kind of boxed in on all sides. But here's the funny thing. Unfortunately, I guess fortunately for the automa, because they literally cannot get out of the danger zone no matter what, they're just going to ignore all of that and go right back to their regular thing, which is... let's see, the enemy cannot be seen at all, so it's out of line of sight. So they're going to get 1 charge token, and they're going to move 3 towards the enemy, but with their Beast of the Hunt, they're going to move 4, which will probably get them out of the danger zone. So like I said, it kind of worked out in their favor here. So I flip a new card, and they're moving according to the white spaces. So 1, 2. Once they've used up 2 movement, in this case, he's got 2 more, so they're going to flip a new card. And the automa still can't break the rule like of things that I literally can't move into. So like they can't move into impassable places. They can't move from level 0 to level 2 straight. But they never pay extra movement. So they can go up or down elevation or over walls for free. So that's 2 movement. They flip another card, and it's another straight 2, which gets them very much in the open, but they have gotten away from my big bomb. And actually, in the first movement of that, they would have suddenly had line of sight and preferred range on Wraith. So they're going to attack immediately, and then they'll finish up the move. When actually, sorry, they're going to reevaluate their move after they do the shot. So let's see how the shot goes and get into shooting. There's another kind of complicated part of the game, but it flows pretty smoothly. So they're seeing their range, 1, 2, 3. And they are going to fire the weapon that has the preferred range for that value. So they're going to fire their L-Star EMG light machine gun. And they got a lot of stuff going on. So they've got a 60 plus. This is their basic to hit number. Higher is worse, by the way. Like the smoke is going to add 10 more. Their a Beast of the Hunt ability subtracts 5. So you want a lower number. The 4 is their basically rate of fire. It's how many cards they're going to draw, and each one has a chance to hit me. This is the amount of damage each hit will do. So here, if they hit with all 4, they would do 32 damage. They'll sometimes get headshots, which do an extra 4 damage in this case. Each of the 4 could potentially do that. And then they've got all these bonuses. Now, ones that are in the bracket with the 2 symbols here only apply if the automa has at least 2 charge tokens. Currently, they have only 1, so it doesn't apply, so they're not looking at those. But if they're in range 2 to 5, they're going to get minus 10 to their number, so it's actually a 50. And then their standard stock is going to make each hit do plus 2, so 10 instead of 8. Now, if they had had these as well, their weapon would have started on a better modifier. You'll see that in a second. And they would have done 5 cards instead of 4. Ouch. Hey, for shooting, that sounds like a good time to use Into the Void. If the shooter's using a weapon with fire rate 3+, they will attack with 2 instead. And then after they deal damage, I'll get to move 2 for free. But this is, ouch, cooldown 3, which means it doesn't even go down here. It goes to the cooldown track, and that's only going to move every entire round, every set of 2 turns. So it'll be a while before I can use this again. All right, now we take our aim cards, which we've shuffled, the same thing we've been using for scattering of the grenades, and we've got this little aim board here. So if you'll remember, the light machine gun would have had stability 2 if its barrel stabilizer had been used from having 2 charge tokens. You don't spend those, by the way. It's just a check to see if they have them. Stability 2 means they would have started over here, which means they would have had a +5 to the value of these cards. And a higher value on the cards is better because you're trying to equal or exceed your 2-hit number. Anyway, let's get into the modifiers. They started with a 60. I'm within range of their targeting. I don't know, that's like their scope or whatever. So now they're at 50. But I'm in smoke, so it's back to 60. But they have Beast of the Hunt, so it's a 55. They would normally be doing 4 cards, and each card goes to the right, so it gets harder and harder to hit as your recoil gets in there. But because they use the ability, they're only doing 2. Good? Is that all making sense? So they're going for a 55 here. Boom, first one. It's an 80. It's a hit. 80 plus 0 is certainly equal to or greater than 55. Second one is, a 65, but I've talked about benefits. There are benefits to cover. There are benefits from being at higher elevation. Here's an example. When you see this symbol, no matter what the number is, if your target is at a higher elevation, you miss. There's also, don't worry about those. Those are a little bit more niche. This one, if your target's in cover, you miss. And then that's a headshot if you hit. And where's the last one? This one means that if your target is below you, you automatically hit. So it's always better to be at higher elevation. Anyway, so they ended up only getting 1 hit on me, which really isn't that bad. Now, we normally do 8 damage, but with their standard stock, it's going to be 10. And you shuffle all these aim cards after every shot. All right, so Wraith took 10 damage only, thanks to Into the Void, and then I get to move 2. Do I want to? Do I want to? Honestly, I'm pretty happy. Like, really, the only thing I might want to do is run backwards 1 over the wall to get the cover, but yeah, really, we're doing fine. All right, now, the Automa had 1 movement left. We actually don't use the same card. We flip a new one. And their chosen action said white arrow to the left. That's before they shoot, and green arrow to the right, which means now they're going to still point it towards their enemy. Is she still? Yeah, she's still in the same quadrant. So they're going to move 1 to the right, which will not get them out of the explosion range. Hey, I like that. Because they only check at the beginning of their activation if they can get out of the explosion. Like at this point, they just kind of resign themselves, even though they would have sort of accidentally gotten out of it. But they still might get out with their tactical thing in a second. All right, so now, if they had not already attacked, they would take a shot even if it wasn't in ideal range. Okay, so that's what this means. And even if it wasn't their primary target, like they would shoot their secondary target if they needed to. Then they resolve their feat if it's 8, which says perform a tactical reposition. If you're out of the primary enemy's line of sight, gain 2 charge, otherwise gain 1. Then this character doesn't have any 9-step abilities, but some Automa will activate things on step 9. Actually, Gibraltar does both of theirs on 9. And then if they have any charge left without spending any, they'll perform a second tactical reposition. So this one's like a free one, but they're going to do another one. And then they discard their feat card, and that's their entire turn. Now, weird thing, the Automa is not without its flaws. The tactical reposition says nothing about danger zones, and they don't care. Like, the Automa won't move out of a danger zone into a danger zone, but if they're already in one, then the tactical reposition is not going to help them at all. So there's several priorities here, but basically it boils down to they want to move 1 space with a tactical reposition that is first in fewer enemy line of sights, so they want to get out of sight so you can't shoot them. Second, at higher elevation, so you get all those bonuses. And third, in cover. So in this case, getting back behind this wall would put them out of everybody's line of sight. And if they're here, they're next to cover. So yes, they're still going to get blown up, but they'll get to heal again next turn from the supply thing. And then because nobody has line of sight to them, they get 2 of these. This is all from the retreat thing. Now they do another tactical reposition, because that was from the card. If they have at least 1 charge, which they do, again, they don't spend it. But here they're not going to move because they consider their own space as one of the ones they could move to. And here they can't go higher. They can't get more out of sight, and they're already in cover. All right, so that's it for Bloodhound. Now we'll do the same for Gibraltar. And we already know that accidentally they do have line of sight barely to Bangalore, but their preferred range is 5. Are they close enough? No, but it's counted, and actually she's at range 6, so they are not within range of Bangalore, which means, interestingly enough, they're going to go for Wraith as well because she's more hurt from the 10 damage she took. Now, they do not get the bonus from the supply bin. Adjacent, in this case, means on either side of it, not diagonally from it, like Gibraltar is. Okay, they get their active feat, which is a reaction, so they're not going to get a bonus, but they get to use tactical position in step 5. So we'll get to that a little bit earlier. They don't have any abilities in step 4, so they skip that. So they don't have a perfect shot yet. As we said, they're a little bit too far away. So they are going to do their tactical feat, which says if there is a free space within range 1 that is 1 level higher, which there is not. Otherwise, they're going to move 2, preferring, since they haven't shot yet, towards their target, which again is Wraith. And this is before they get into the whole danger zone thing, so that doesn't apply yet. Now, units can move into each other's spaces. That includes enemies. They just can't end there. So moving 2... Boop, boop. Okay, right on to that. But they've immediately got line of sight, so they're going to take their shot before they do anything else. Now, the feat just says if there's an enemy in line of sight and range that is 1 level lower, shoot them, but they're already going to take their optimal shot, so that won't apply at all. All right, what have they got? So, Wraiths at range 3. So they're not going to do their shotgun. They're going to do their assault rifle. And I don't have any cool defenses this time. So it's in on a 50 plus. They don't have 2 charges, thank God. So they're not getting all these bonuses. Oh, but they do have a mag, so they're going to draw 4 cards, and they're going to start 2 to the left, giving them a better bonus on their hits. So this is actually going to be potentially bad. But the smoke means they're at a 60. Okay, so 4 cards at a 60, doing some damage with each one. All right, so they start on a +5. +5, that's because of 2 stability. 3, 4, right? And again, it was a 60, but this has +5, so that means they hit, and she's not in cover. So darn it. And then 80 definitely hits. Oh, this is ouchie. This one misses, but that is basically a half hit. If another card has another half hit, regardless of their numbers, you get a single hit. But no, that's just a miss. Cool. All right, so 2 hits total. But no headshots. Each one was 8, so that is 16. So I am into my regular health now. Now, all of that happened, interestingly enough, before Bangalore even got to the regular stuff. But they're still in a danger zone, so they're not going to do all of this. They're just going to try to move out, and that'll be a lot easier for them since... they already have their target nearby and they're right out of the way. So we draw a card. 1, 2, 3. Yep, she's still in that quadrant. And yes, they can get to the diamond and be out of the danger zone. So that's what they're going to do. All right, so that skips all of this. Okay, if anybody, they already shot, so they don't do that. Their feat already resolved. So now they're doing their level or step 9 abilities. First one is Dome of Protection. Oh, they can't afford either abilities. Never mind, because they didn't get any more charge tokens. Yeah, Dome of Protection basically puts this down on a space in range, and everything within those 4 spots is like completely protected, even from like giant bombardments. So a nice defensive one to like stop them from getting reprisals. And then their defensive bombardment is insane. It doesn't do the carpet bombing thing like mine does, but look at this. It hits in a 5x5 area for 24 damage. Yikes. And that's another aerial one from above, so like walls and things won't protect you. Now, they do have enough for a tactical reposition for the 1 charge. And yeah, this is a pretty easy choice. This will get them out of line of sight of everybody. So there they go. All right, and along first round, things will go a little bit faster, but what we resolve is all this stuff. So first, this is if anybody is out of the ring. Nobody is. It hasn't even moved in yet. They would take whatever the damage is, which is 0 because it can't move in yet, but it'll become 8, then 12, and then 18. This means each human player draws a feat for free. Nice. This one means cooldowns move down 1. Yay, so my little defensive one, oh, sorry, it's kind of off screen there, is a little bit closer. And then the round moves, but the ring is moving in. So the left and right are each going to move 1 in. And down at the bottom, they're moving 2, and yeah. So nobody's in danger yet, but things have gotten a little bit hairier. And then you shuffle everything up, so you might get the exact same card. In this case, no, it's going to be moving a lot from the right, and then a bit in, but not at all from the left. But that's not for a while, because we're into round 2. And right at the start of round 2, our bomb goes off. So aerial bombardment, which means this guy's taking 20 damage. Ooh, which now gets them down to 25. That's even less than Gibraltar. Maybe I can try to kill them this turn. Okay, and then it moves forward 3. So it's not going to be messing with anybody unless someone's an idiot. And I got to wait for it to go off again at the start of my next turn, and then it'll actually go away. All right, now what do I want to do here? Wraith can use her teleporting thing to get like right up in either of their faces and then teleport back with Call of the Void to get out of range. She also drew Blink for 1 action. Teleport to a space within 1 to 3 range. Doesn't matter about line of sight. Doesn't care about terrain and level. That's awesome. And then move 1. That's a nice card. But yeah, I think all she really needs to do is the Dimensional Rift. And I think Bloodhound's going to be the easier kill since they have less life. Let's go for it. So I'm going to use Dimensional Rift. So I place one of my rifts on an adjacent space, which again has to be at the same level. Let's put it here so I can teleport like right into cover if I come back. And then I get to move 5 spaces and place the other Dimensional Rift on a free adjacent space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hi, shotgun time. We'll put the other rift right here. So now if I move into that, I move out of the other one. Okay, so that was one of my 2 actions. And the rift, by the way, 1, 2, 3. We'll stay around for 3 turns and then go into cooldown. All right, for my second action, let's do this. Now, this shotgun does have a special action for both my action points to perform a shoot action with a -10 bonus and to move 1, so I could move before or after. But they're still going to be pretty good. So I got a shotgun bolt. So shotguns have 2 numbers. The first number is how many slots you go into, and the second is how many cards you put in that slot. So basically, they're not moving right as quickly, so they're not taking those penalties as much. So this is going to increase the first number by 1. So I'm going to do 2 cards in one slot and then 2 cards in the next slot. And I'm also -5 because I'm at range 1 to 2, so it's going to be a 50. Nice. And I think if I did my math right, 2 hits is enough to kill them. Oh, I got to flip for them and see if they get a reaction. So you flip their top card, and all you're looking at is if they have a reaction. Nope, got lucky. It's an enhanced that would have made their attack better, but no such luck. All right, so again, we got 2 and then 2. And we have what? A 50? This should be pretty easy. Or not. We got a crit. We'll get to that in a second. And shoot. Shoot. Are you serious? Just 1 hit? I don't think that's going to be enough. Okay, so the regular hit is 13, and then the crit just adds bonus damage, so 19. Dang, he's got like 6 life left. Well, maybe the other person can try to throw a grenade on him or something. Now, I could use behind your back, but it would only do 4 damage, which is not quite enough. All right, so I'm just going to execute my plan and use Call of the Void. So it's a free action. I'm going to choose a legend adjacent to a dimensional rift. Oh, which actually... I got a different idea here. I was going to teleport myself, but guess who else is next to the rift and would be a very tempting target for my other character if he suddenly showed up somewhere else? Bloop, 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 bloop. And I can put him on any space neighboring the rift. I don't want to give him my smoke. And her best attacks are 3 to 4 range. Oh no, this is going to be sad. That's it for Race. She's actually in a pretty good defensive position here. Okay, so yeah, it's going to be a bit of a overkill situation, but for my first action, I'm going to have her go and use her Havoc Rifle. 3 range is perfect. She's doing 5 cards. It's a 50 to hit, and a single hit will kill. So 5 cards at 50. Do we have to flip another card, though? For the first shot, the shooter applies a +20 penalty. And then after the deal damage step, if the shooter has an attached Raven before a tactical reposition, that's their other ability to put Ravens on people, but I don't have one. And I'll leave the card there to remind me about the +20. All right, so it was 5 cards, and they're already dead. Hit, because again, he's below me. Oh, God, hit and a crit. Oh, actually, the first one would have been a hit because the +20 from their card doesn't matter when it's got the automatic. And then that would have been a miss. So that would have been 4 hits, including a crit. So doing 36, 41 damage. Well, a little bit too much there. All right, so he is removed, and we get our first token of victory. And what's going to happen is when they would activate next in a moment, they're going to respawn on the closest space to their ally. So over there, which is actually good to know. Now I'm next to a supply bin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I could throw a grenade over here, but it wouldn't really be effective. So let's go ahead and have a interact and move 1 here. We show the supply bin's been open with that token. And in this mode, she gets to remove 2 of these. So now she can use that as an action to lower all her cooldowns by 2. So she would get like her smoke and her bomb back a lot faster. And she got her frag grenade back. And then she can flip her weapon. These are really limited ranges, 2 or 4 to 5. I mean, the sniper hasn't really been very good for me. You play enhanced shoot after the enemy reaction before firing step. I mean, meh. That's right, she does have an enhanced shoot thing. By the way, I didn't look at her new card. Adrenaline Rush. For 1 AP, move 4. During the movement, do not spend additional movement points for moving across obstacles. Wow, that's very nice. Oh, I just noticed Cold Steel did 6 damage if I was adjacent to someone. I definitely could have. This would have been smarter. Move next to the guy who was almost dead. Use Cold Steel to finish him off, and then I could have tried to get a shot off on the other guy, but oh well. But yeah, let's see. This attacks 6 times and does a lot of damage. And then this Spitfire light machine gun. Now, this hits pretty dang hard. For now, I'll just keep her as a long-range person because the other person is so close. And I can move 1. Do I want to? No, I think I'm okay. I mean, they're not going to get my cover either way if they're coming from this direction. I will, though, use a free action to put down her other smoke grenade. It's going to be easy for them to get line of sight on her. I don't think they'll be able to get to Wraith. All right, so for us, Team Blue, my first smoke grenade goes away. It's on a 2 cooldown. Yeah, I think I'm going to want to use that adrenaline thing once my bomb goes off again and then get it back really quickly. And Bloodhound is first. So first they put themselves here. And then I set their primary enemy. I mean, they're not technically on that space, but if they were, they would definitely have line of sight to them. But would they have good range? They're like 1 to 6. I think they're too far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. So then they're actually going to prefer Wraith because she still has less life. Which means that they jump in on the closest space to them, which I guess means they get the supply bin bonus right away. I'm not sure about that. They can have a max of 5 charge tokens at a time, by the way. Okay, they're going to set their feet. Oh, they come back in with 20 and 40 again. That was quick. They're going to move 2, and then if you're not on ground level, gain 1. When? Oh, they're going to have an enhanced shoot as well. Okay. Maybe they will be able to charge far enough to get to Wraith. All right, so first they're going to do this and move 2 towards Wraith. So they're going to go like that. Definitely still can't see her, though, behind the wall. And they are on ground level, so they're not gaining a thing. All right, and they definitely don't have line of sight, so they're going to get another charge at their max of 5. Oh, wait, hold on. They do Beast of the Hunt first. But no, they don't, because they were not within 4 of either character before they resolved the feat, which they would have needed. I guess this is still active. I just checked the rules, and it doesn't say anything about like ongoing effects going away when somebody's defeated, so I guess it's still going. All right, so anyway, they're at the max of 5, and they're going to move 3. Or no. They still have Beast of the Hunt, don't they? So that first move should have been for 3, so they would draw another card. That doesn't apply, so they would go there. And now they're doing their move 3. I guess they will probably get to me. Okay, 1, 2, and then they got 1 left. And what happens is you rotate it if they can't get to him. Okay, so they're going to end up there. So they didn't quite find me behind the wall. So I guess they will still end up shooting her, right? Do they have line of sight? So it's going to double the 1, which means they can't see out to this far. So yeah, well, actually, no, it's going this way, which means they don't count it at all. So they definitely have line of sight. Wait, does it cross the cover? Yeah, I think when it crosses the corner like it does, the cover applies. So she's going to have cover and the elevation bonus and be in smoke. I feel pretty safe. But they got their -5 from Beast of the Hunt. What's their enhanced shoot? They're going to spend 1 after revealing all aim cards, return the 3 leftmost cards that miss to the bottom of the aim deck, and draw new ones in their place. Well, that sounds pretty dang good. And they're getting the full bonus. They're attacking with this, by the way, because they're at 4 range. So they're getting the stability 2 and an extra card. Oh my gosh. Not much we can do. My only reaction is to put down smoke. That won't help. All right, so a lot going on here. So we got stability 2. So we're going to start here. We're doing 5 cards. It's a 50, but with the smoke, it's back to a 60 and +2 damage. And again, the first 3 misses will get redealt. Okay, so that's a 40, 45. They needed a 50, so that's a miss. So we'll deal that one again in a second. It's a 20, so that's a miss, but it's got the half. It's a 65, but it misses elevation, so that's a 3rd miss. That's a miss. And, okay, so that'd be 1 hit from these. Although it said to get rid of the first 3 cards that miss. So, do I get rid of this one and lose the hit? I think I'll get rid of these 3, right? Because otherwise I'm having a good chance of getting rid of an entire hit from them. All right, so that becomes a hit. That became a hit. 50, no, went up to 60 with the smoke, right? So, yeah, or 55 with their, whatchamacallit? Oh, so it was one of the other ones that I hit? Okay, and that's a miss. All right, so they got 2 hits if I didn't mess that up totally. Each doing 10 damage. Wow, so 20. So there goes all of her armor. He's still got 1 billion charge tokens. Okay. He doesn't have any abilities. His feet already went off, so he's just going to do a tactical reposition. So he can't get out of line of sight of her, so the thing he cares most about is going to higher elevation. Although he doesn't want to go here, because then he'd also be in line of sight of Wraith. He wants to decrease the number of people seeing him, so I guess he'll go up here. I don't mind him being there. We can shoot you there. And now Gibraltar. They're not his supply bin, which is good, because I want them to get any more tokens and use all their stuff. Their feat is George. We'll check that in step 8. All right, they definitely don't have line of sight to anybody at the moment. So we're going to go right. Oh, well, who are they targeting, though? Well, I guess they don't have line of sight. They're going towards Wraith. She's still slightly more hurt than Bangalore, even after that attack. So with that sight, oh, she's just going to move 3, but not getting any charge tokens. This is good for me. She's really not going to be able to do much. Or she? That's definitely a he, isn't it? I don't know these characters. Sorry. All right, so moving 3, it said. So 1, 2, flip another card. And okay. Yeah, it's not taking him into a danger zone, so it's not going to be canceled. It looks like they're going to do the same thing Where Ray's too well hidden, so they're going to shoot at Bangalore, although they only want to shoot it up to range 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, this is going to be great. They're really not going to do well here. So they don't get these bonuses. And because their max range is 5, but they're shooting at 7, let me count that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. For each space they're out of range, you add plus 10. So with the smoke, this is an 80. But they get stability 2, and they're drawing 4 cards. All right. No. Whoops. I had the 80. That is a hit, except... No, they're definitely more to the side. So they're not getting the cover. So that's 1 hit. That's a miss. And 80 minus 5 is 75. That's a miss, too. That was good draws. They would have kicked my butt if they had a better aim here. So they're getting 1 hit in, but only for 8. So we're both pretty hurt. Bangalore is 32, Wraith has 34, but Gibraltar's more hurt than that, and we already got 1 kill. Okay, now we get to charge. If the primary enemy is in 2 to 3, which they are, she's right behind a wall, move 2. When you enter a space adjacent to the enemy, finish this move. Oh, they're going to just smash me, aren't they? By the way, you keep using these cards until you go through them all, and then you shuffle them, so I have just finished. So, wait. Yeah, it's equidistant, so they're going to go here. So, boom. Boom. Wait, but they wouldn't move there because of the, whatchamacallit, so they go there, and they don't want to go into a danger zone, so they draw a new card and reassess, which means go in there. Oh, next to the supply bin, they like that. And then, they push all adjacent enemies, which there aren't any. They didn't get to me. Ha ha ha. All right, now they want to reposition. Now, this is interesting. They can't get to a higher elevation. I think right now both my characters have line of sight to them, so I guess they would actually move right here to break line of sight to Bangalore and still be next to the cover. But that's a beautiful place for them to be. I don't mind shotgunning you all day long, buddy. But first, let's resolve some stuff. All right, nobody's out. We get a feat card each. Wraith got Vengeance Seeker. Make her attack deal +2 damage with each thing. And if you have 30 life or less, each aim card with a half hit is an automatic hit instead of needing 2 of them. And she got double time. Oh, after somebody shoots at her, she can either move 3 or move 1 and use a common consumable, which would be like one of her healing items. That's pretty awesome. All right, and cooldowns come down 1, and we're in round 3. Bloodhound stops being a beast, and my bombs go off again for nobody. And they have a 2 cooldown. So yeah, I would get them back immediately if I use that 1 item. I might want to do that. We can see how Wraith does with their attack first. So Gibraltar has 30 life left. But like last time, do I want to go up and then shoot him with my pistol? Or should I just blast him? Oh, I could do their special one. The Peacekeeper perform a shoot action with a -10 bonus for both my actions. And then with move 1, I could go through the gate and teleport. Oh, this is going to be amazing. Yes, we're definitely doing that. So I'm going to use my entire turn. Now, how much do I have to do to kill them? I'm going to be doing 4 shots with a 40 to hit for each of them. 13 damage, 19 on a headshot. So 3 regular hits or 2 hits with at least 1 headshot, which seems doable. I'm just trying to decide if I want to use Vengeance Seeker or not. Each hit deals +2. That would get me to exactly only needing 2 regular hits out of 4. I'm not getting the extra bonus effect, but yeah, let's go ahead and use this. Because I also don't know if Gibraltar's about to do... Yep. Decrease the crit value of the shooter's weapon by 10 and prevent the first 10 damage. Wow. That's a great defensive card. So my crit value is 6, so crits just don't matter. And they're preventing 10 damage, but I'm doing 15 per hit. So, oh gosh, I guess I need 3 hits now. But with a freaking 40 to hit, it seems like pretty doable, right? All right, so 2 on the 0, 2 on the 5. I need a 40. It's a miss. Okay, but I get the half. It's a miss. Are you freaking kidding me? That's a hit with the half. And, oh my gosh, these are the worst cards I've ever seen. So what did I get? 1 hit with the best... And they blocked 10 of the friggin' 15 damage. I did 5 damage with that insane shotgun blast right in point blank range. Oh my gosh. And then I'm going to use the 1 move as planned to, I guess, go here. Seems like the best one to be at. That was going through my portal again. Gosh, that was a bummer. Ooh, but actually, I might have messed up. I think that she has line of sight to him. Because it's more going this way than that way, which means that it would be the the 1 back from the stuff. The like 1 back from this wall instead of the 0 from that wall, I think. But we don't need to finish the guy. I mean, he's really not that hurt. Maybe I should just start shooting at Bloodhound. We still need a lot of kills. And Bloodhound's clearly the easier one to get off. Oh, that's right. She has the sniper rifle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's actually in an awkward range for her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now she's definitely going to use Soldier's Instinct. Each hit deals +3 damage and ignore the effects of her own smoke, because right now she's standing right in it. And watch, he'll pull out some super block again. Treat the first 2 aim cards with Skull as not having the side cannon. Well, that's not that big of a deal. Just means I won't get crits again. I don't think we fired her sniper rifle yet, have we? Okay, so recoil 1 is a negative thing. Each time we go to a new card, we're going to jump 2 spaces instead of 1. But, oh man, crits do a ton of damage with a sniper rifle. This is going to be worse than I thought. Okay, so we got stability 1. We're doing 3 cards. We're 50, and the first hit is going to be +3, okay? And then we got our +3 for every hit, but we're ignoring the first 2 crit icons. Gosh, let's see if we can do better than the other person did. Okay, first one, hit. They are next to cover, but definitely not. Then we jump down to here for the next one. Oh, automatic hit with lower terrain. And then we jump to here. That's a miss in multiple ways. Okay, so 2 hits, though. So it's 10 first hit, so 13. Oh, and +3 to each hit, so 16. +13 more, 29. Oh, which gets him. Yes. Okay, boom. We're definitely doing better than I did in my last few games. We're at 2-0. But don't forget, I could have given them more life, more shields. Clearly, that would make things a lot tougher. Maybe I should have. And what do I want to do with her second action? You know, maybe I do want to get my stuff back and then like immediately throw a bomb at our boy Bloodhound over there. I like that idea. We'll take a use and move 1 action. Not going to move at all. We're in a nice spot. So her cooldowns go down by 2, which means she immediately gets back the bomb and her other smoke screen. And as a free action, you know, she's laying this stuff down right away. Now, where do I want it? Goes out 3. 1, 2, 3. So I guess like here. So he's forced to retreat back. Well, if I do it like here, then even if he retreated, he would have to like retreat back into the danger area to avoid it. Maybe I go here. And then it's like really hard. Like he'd have to move 2 straight backwards out of the ring. Yeah, sure. I like that. I'm not sure if it's going to, affect anybody else or affect Gibraltar when they come in, but it's a good place. And then she's a bit more vulnerable at the lower elevation, and she's hurt slightly more. Let's go ahead and put down that same smoke immediately again. And again, not going to use my 1 move. Nice turn, I think. All right, so what's going off? Oh, the teleporter stuff is gone. And then the smoke protecting Gibraltar. And then the smoke that Bangalore was in is gone as well. And now Bloodhound is first with 1 billion charge tokens to use. And their priority is definitely going to be Bangalore. She has 2 less health, and they can definitely see both of them. And they're going to take the shot basically right away. They're not next to a supply bin. Their feat is close combat. Okay, we'll get to that later. And neither of them is within 4, and they haven't gotten this cooled down yet. So even though they have a ton of tokens, they can't use them yet. They don't have an Act 5 or a Step 5 feat. Oh, never mind. The second they get here, they just take the shot at Bangalore. And it's 5-6, so they're doing their own sniper attack. And they definitely have a bunch of things, so they're doing 2 cards, 50 to hit, although it's 6. Oh, no, she doesn't have smoke. Crud. So it is a 50 to hit, and the first hit does, oh my God, 26 for their first hit. 38 on a crit, that'd be a 1-shot kill. Well, sounds like a sniper rifle. Now, she's got some reactions she can play if she survives, but I'm a little worried about this. All right, so 2 cards, 50 to hit. Now, she is in cover and uphill. Whew, that's a miss. And, oh no. Is that a crit? I think she's dead, isn't she? What was it? It was 26 plus a crit, 38. Yeah, she's super dead. So they got their revenge. That's their first point. And now they automatically switch primary enemy to Wraith. They can still see her, so they're still using this one. Oh, never mind. They're in a danger zone. They're definitely running away. Well, except as planned, they shouldn't be able to, right? 1, 2, 3. Yep, that wouldn't get out of it. Oh, wait, crud. Would that get them out of it? 1, 2. No, it goes over 2, so nope. And that would send them into a different danger zone, so nope. Yeah, okay, cool. So as planned, they can't escape. Oh, right, which means they just ignore it. So they've got her in sight. They're going to get only 1 charge token, and they're going to move backwards. because they already shot, so they used the right one. Okay. Oh, that's actually a beautiful move for them. I mean, they're still getting blown up by the bomb, but what a beautiful attack spot to be in for my other character. Okay. They already shot. Oh, and look at this one. If there's an enemy adjacent to you, otherwise move 2 backwards again. Okay. And then move 1. Okay, they're moving 3 backwards. I feel like they're probably not because of the danger zone, but we'll see. Okay, so... Oh. Okay, they move 2 backwards. It's a stupid move. And then they move right back. And then when they do their reposition, they go right into there. So great. That was a whole lot of nothing. All right, Gibraltar's coming back. Oh, they got all their stuff ready to go. They're going to pop in here, and they want to go for race, so they're going to go right there. And line of sight-wise, it just cuts around the corner of this building, so they actually can shoot them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they got to move 1 closer before they're in their preferred range, but they'll shoot her pretty quickly, probably. All right. They're getting their active feat. Defensive strike. If the defensive bombardment ability is available, perform it without spending any. Wow. But they actually can't. Oh, wait, it's step 8. So at the end of the turn, they're going to do like a free 2 charge thing to drop a bomb on my head. Great. Okay, so we're not doing any of that. We're waiting until step 8 for that. Okay, so in line of sight and full range, so they gain 1 token, and they can finally do their defensive thing. And then they're going to move 2 towards me. And if they get the shot, they'll take it. Does that do it? Actually, I think that made them hit the wall now. Okay, so then they go again. This is weird. So they went out of being able to take the shot. Well, they're still going to be able to drop the hammer on my head. Okay, so they can't do the shoot action. Now they do this. So defensive bombardment is free. I am within 3 to 5 spaces. So they're going to put it right on my head, and in 2 turns, it'll do a 24 damage thing. Now, importantly, automa, like big area of effect things, do not affect their friends. So, like, if the automa, like, stupidly walks into the bomb, they won't get hurt by it. There we go. Wraith better get out of here. There's just bombs all over the place. And we aren't done because now they've got 2 charge. So, dome protection. Place it on the first free adjacent intersection. Creates a zone. And for 2 duration, you can't shoot into it. You can't shoot out of it. Bombs won't hurt you in it. It's just a whole bunch of cancellation. It does cost all of that, so that's good. Oh, and they don't have anything to perform a tactical reposition. Okay. Wait a second. There was another part of their feat. If you have 10 shields or less, restore... Oh, crud. They do a tactical reposition because they were supposed to get 2 more charge tokens. And well, currently they can't see me or be seen by me. They can't get to better terrain. I guess I could get next to that, which is cover... And, like, I still couldn't shoot them because of their wall. So I guess they do that. It's a little hard to tell. Oh, I didn't realize, but things are about to get hairy. So nobody gets hurt. We get new feats. Cooldowns. Oh, she gets back her little move and cancel some shots thing. And then, oh, the ring is going in. Ooh, which means Bloodhound is going to be in the hot seat. It's going 2 and 1 up. I would just 1 up here. Too much stuff. And then over here, it's like that and like that. And we can shuffle and see what the last one is going to be. 2 from the bottom. Yeah, for now, you can kind of just see how things have shrunk down. 2 more from the bottom. This entire building will be out of play. Because you're taking 18 damage every turn if you're out there then. And yeah, Bloodhound being out there and also getting hit by the bomb. That's a beautiful thing. All right, well, this recording is going a little bit long. It's already taken me 3 sessions of time. So I think I'm just going to play 1 more round of red and blue and stop things there. And we'll kind of see where we stand. I'm still up 2 to 1, although it's... going to be closer. All right, the bomb goes off, hitting the Bloodhound gang, and then it advances forward, takes out their armor completely. Yeah, then 1, 2, 3. Oh, they're still in it. I mean, they're going to move away for both that and the ring, but still, that's fun. All right, now Wraith is in a bad way. Like, that entire world is in a bad way. The only person she can shoot at the moment is Bloodhound, and, I mean, they're about to move down. But they haven't yet. And she's only got close range weapons, so even if I wanted to shoot before I move, it'd be kind of a waste. Well, you know what? I got a fun little combo to try since we're about to stop anyway. Let's blink. This costs an action. Relocate to a free space in 1 to 3 range, and then move 1. So I can just teleport 1, 2, 3, and then I'm about to do like another little teleport thing. So do I want to move 1? I don't think I do. Because then I'm going to use behind your back. Relocate to a free space adjacent to a legend in 1 to 3 range and line of sight. So adjacent, hi. And then if that legend is an enemy, deal 4 damage to them. Ooh, and I forgot the Bloodhound already lost all their shields. Nice. And what I could do as my next action is a melee attack and a move 1. The move 1 let me get out of this range. Melee attack, you draw a card if it's a 40 or higher, which it usually is. Then you do, I think it's 4 damage, and then you can push them 1 space, and if they like fall off things or get knocked into a wall or something, they get another 4 damage. So I could push them all the way back here. I mean, they'd be able to get out of the bomb range and like this stuff, but at least they'd have to work pretty hard to do it. It would certainly mess up their entire next turn, right? Or I could just shoot him with a shotgun and then use one of my feat cards to move, which seems more fun. And hey, we can make the shotgun shot really good. Look at this. Vision, enhanced shoot. Look at the top 4 cards of the aim deck. You may return any number of them to the bottom of the deck, and then return the others in the order of your choice. So you can just kind of make your shot like really good. Like, that's pretty great. So we're doing that with the 2x2 50 attack shotgun. Not the special attack this time, though. All right, so first 2 cards are going to need a 50. Second 2 cards are going to need a 55 as I look at these top 4 cards with that feat. That one's fine. Okay, so we're going to leave this one on top and put these other 3 on the bottom. I mean, yes, 2 of them would have added up to a hit, but come on, we can do better than that. But now we got to see what their defense is going to be. After firing, if the shooter is in range 3 to 5, use a frag grenade. That's nice of them. Otherwise, restore 10 shields. Well, that's annoying. But if I can get like 4 hits, I think they're just dead, which would be way cooler. So, boom, boom. Ooh, that's a headshot. And then with the -5, it's going to be what? It's down to 50, so it's back to 55. Yes. And oh my God. It seems like I just destroyed their brain, I think, because that is 4 hits plus a crit. That's 52 plus 6, 58 damage. Bye, Bloodhound. Yeah, that was cooler than pushing him. Now, to get out of the bomb attack, I need to use my last feat, so I'm completely out. Like, she spent her entire arsenal on doing that. But yeah, I got a 3rd kill, so we're actually closer to the game ending than I thought we'd be. Yeah, Bloodhound's gone, and for the 1 move, let's go here. I guess Gibraltar and her will still have line of sight to each other. Doesn't really matter. Oh, I just realized that means like nobody can shoot each other. And then for Bangalore in Team Deathmatch, it works a little bit differently when you respawn. You can respawn anywhere, but you got to put a little lock token on it. And that means I couldn't use that respawn again until I use another one. All right, and I don't have anything to get out of the supply bin, so I guess I'll go there. And she can switch her weapon, which honestly, with the thing so closed in, I feel like she should. And this thing is blown out to that far, so like, what's the best place to be? I guess there? So sure, she'll go 1, 2, and then 1, 2 again. Why not? All right, and what happens? The shield goes away, and the bombardment happens and misses, and the only smoke on the board goes away. We're pretty much out of abilities entirely at the moment. And Bloodhound's like, he killed me twice! Definitely not happy. And let's see, he's popping in here, and I don't think has a line of sight to either of them from here, but she's actually hurt. So yeah, he's going to go for her, and she's not going to be hard to get to. Hunter's Call. He's going to like want to do a Raven. He's probably about to put out a Raven, right? Yes, he is, because she's finally within 2. So he's going to spend 2 to do Eyes of the Allfather. He attaches a Raven to Wraith that stays with her as she goes. And it means that all shoot actions against her get a hit for each half icon, kind of like that other card I had if Wraith had been hurt a bunch. And how does it last? 3 turns, so 2 chances for them to attack with it. All right, and we do Hunter's Call. So if there's not, if you're not on ground level, or if there's a Raven on the map, gain a charge. So the Raven one applies. And then if he was hurt a bunch, he would heal. Okay, he doesn't get any of that. But he does have a bonus to his attack this turn. And he can't see her, so he gets another charge. And he's moving 3. See if he can find a way to get to her. Okay, so he does the first move. Oh, wait, I'm lying. I forgot that they were in a danger zone, technically. So they don't get that 5th charge token. And they still draw this card, but they want to see if it gets them out of the danger zone. And it doesn't until they go like that. Oh, which means they can't be shot for a second, but they also can't shoot me. That's interesting. Oh, wait a second. No. The stupid thing is gone. I forgot that I already put it in the cooldown. Can they shoot her from here? So it's like they cross over it, like right in the middle there, which means 1, 2, I feel like, I don't know. Let's say they have a line of sight. I don't know. More fun if we get some shots off, right? So they are... Oh, enemy cannot perform any before firing reactions. I don't think... Yeah, she has 0 cards anyway. Actually, Bangalore could have thrown some smoke on her, but that's prevented. Oh, no, new card would have helped with smoke as well. Oh, well. But Bangalore's smoke is all in cooldown. I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, so it's range 4. So it's this one again, which I like because that sniper rifle was terrifying. Definitely getting the full bonus. 5. Oh, she has her thing back. Oh, we're definitely going to use that to cut it down to 2 cards. Talk about Into the Void here. Yeah. And she'll get to move 2 afterwards. But the Raven thing is going to help her get hit. All right, so we got stability 2, and then only 2 cards, each one hitting on a 50, but she's at a higher elevation. So miss, and with the Raven hit, I got 1 hit, eked 1 out for 10 damage, 8 plus 2. But still, she's down to 24. That's so much better than it could have been with 3 more shots. All right, and then we already did the feat. Tactical reposition. I think if they go forward 1, they can't see each other, I think, and they'll be in cover. Maybe. Okay, line of sight could be a little annoying here. All right, last turn of the game. We're going to call it after this just to preserve my sanity. So they are next to a supply bin, which just gets them a token because they're already at full life and everything. Their feat is knock, knock. Okay. They're going to throw a grenade at me. Awesome. And I think we have a line of sight to both of them, but she's close enough to get the... Oh, wait, I get to move 2. Which is very important. I think I'm actually going to say that I would jump down to here. Oh, friggin'. Into the void is a friggin' reaction. I can't use it. So hold on, let's roll it back and give him 3 more attacks. Shoot, I got rid of the cards they already used. Let's do all new. So that's a headshot. That's a miss because I was above them. That's definitely a hit. I was not in cover. That's a miss, I think. And then that's a hit with the bird ability. So that's 3 hits, including a headshot. Much better than what they got last time. So it's 10 for each hit. So that's 30 plus 4 from the headshot. Oh, that's a kill. That's exactly what they needed to kill her. Well, that sucks. At least the bird leaves her alone, I guess. Say, Gibraltar, I guess you're knock-knocking at Bangalore instead. Okay, so they got line of sight, but she's not in preferred range. So they get 1 and move 2. And they want to get 1 closer, right? They're here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 1 closer and they'll be good. Will that do it, or does that take them out of line of sight? No, they should still have line of sight. Okay. So remember they have 1 movement left, which they'll use for green with a new card. And, oh god, they get stability 2. Oh, wait, their weapon already has stability 2. Now, do they add it to make it stability 4? Nah, I guess not. Spend 1 and target can't do after firing reactions. Okay. And all of her before firing reactions are smoke related. She doesn't have any smoke. So this should be fun. So stability 2. Although, let's say it's max stability. Let's say it's stability 3. It's as high as you can go. 4 card draw. Hitting on a 40. And each hit's doing 10 plus 5 for your sniper. All right, so hitting on a 40, we said. That's a hit, yeah, because they're on the same level. She doesn't have a Raven on her, so that's just half a hit. That's a headshot. What was it, 4? And that's a miss. Yeah, barely missed. Nice. All right, so 10 for each hit, plus 5 more for the headshot. So that's 25. But she was at full life, so it's actually not that terrible. Gonna need the 1 movement left. He's going to go back into his little armory here. And here we go. If there's an enemy in 6 range, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yes. Move 2, but they already shot, so they don't move. That's what the X means. Oh, but then there's an enemy in 3 to 5, use a frag grenade. Oh, so they don't, because I'm 1 away. Well, that was nice. They hadn't retreated. And then they move 1 away from me. Seems unlikely, because I would take them. Oh, okay. I was going to say it would take them outside the ring, but they're just jumping over the wall. But then when they reposition, they go right back to get the cover. All right, we're going to call it there. We have 3 victory points. They have 2, but they're both at max life. Whereas Bangalore is about half dead, so it's kind of like 2.5 to 3, which isn't too bad on the easiest difficulty. Again, I could have easily boosted them up. But yeah, that was Apex Legends with the solo co-op automa. Again, I could have played with my ally as an automa if you want to do true solo. Well, true solo with an ally. And I could have used any of the other 6 characters in the base game for the automa. But yeah, I'll have a review of this one in another week or 2. I'm enjoying it, but also, as you can probably tell from the play, I have some things I don't love and some concerns. But we'll talk about that later. For now, thanks for watching, and a special thank you to our biggest Patreon supporters, J. William F., Pedro Lucas, Nick Skeen, Miles, Wayne Scott, and Steve Wren. We'll see you at the next stop.